Before we dive in, please remember this critical disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, and the contents of this presentation are for educational and informational purposes only. This video is not intended to be a substitute for professional financial advice. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Always conduct your own research and consider consulting with a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions. Your financial situation is unique, and any action you take based on the information in this video is strictly at your own risk. You work hard. You put in the hours, you get the paycheck, and you do the responsible thing, you save. You diligently move a piece of that check into a savings account, and you watch the balance slowly, painstakingly creep up. But then you look closer. The interest rate on that account is a joke, maybe 1% if you're lucky. Meanwhile, you hear on the news that inflation is running at 3, 4, maybe even 5%. What does that actually mean? It means the money you're so proud of saving is actively losing its power. Every single day, your cash in the bank is worth a little bit less than it was the day before. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. You're pouring water in, but the value is constantly leaking out. You see the headlines about the stock market, you hear stories of people building real life-changing wealth, and it feels like a club you're not invited to. It seems impossibly complex, reserved for people with fancy degrees, secret knowledge, and six-figure salaries to play with. What if I told you that is one of the biggest and most damaging myths in the world of personal finance? What if I told you that the single most powerful tool for wealth creation used by millions of everyday Americans is not only within your reach, but that you can get started with it this week with less money than you think, and with more safety than you've been led to believe? That tool is the mutual fund. And in this video, I am going to give you the exact step-by-step, no-fluff playbook on how to open your very own mutual fund account. We are going to rip away the curtain of confusion. We're going to translate the jargon into plain English. By the time you finish watching this, you will have a clear, actionable roadmap to go from where you are right now, maybe feeling a little uncertain, a little intimidated, to having an account open, ready to put your money to work for you. This isn't about get-rich-quick schemes or risky bets. This is about taking the first, most important step on the proven path to building long-term financial security. So, what on earth is a mutual fund? Let's forget the textbook definitions. Imagine you want to make a fruit smoothie. You could go out and buy one perfect apple, one perfect banana, a handful of strawberries, some blueberries, and a slice of pineapple. That takes time, a lot of effort to pick each one, and if one of those fruits turns out to be bad, it can ruin the whole drink. A mutual fund is like going to a professional smoothie shop. The chef has already gone out and expertly selected hundreds of different high-quality fruits, blended them together in a perfectly balanced recipe, and offers you a single glass. You get the benefit of all that variety and expertise, all in one simple purchase. In the investing world, the fruits are stocks and bonds. A stock is a tiny piece of ownership in a company like Apple or Amazon or Walmart. A bond is basically a loan you give to a company or the government, and they pay you back with interest. Buying individual stocks can be risky. If you put all your money into one company and it does poorly, you lose. A mutual fund pools money from thousands of investors just like you, and a professional fund manager invests that giant pool of money into hundreds, sometimes thousands of different stocks and bonds. You as an investor buy a share of that fund. So for one low price, you instantly own a tiny slice of all those different companies. This is a powerful concept called diversification. It's the investing equivalent of not putting all your eggs in one basket. If one company in the fund has a bad year, it's balanced out by the hundreds of others that are doing just fine. For a beginner, this is the single biggest advantage. It dramatically reduces your risk and removes the impossible pressure of trying to pick individual winning stocks. You're not betting on one horse. You're betting on the entire race. Now you might be thinking, this sounds good, but why is it so urgent? My savings account is safe. Let me tell you a quick story about the almost magical power of time and something called compound interest. Albert Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. Imagine two friends, Sarah and Ben. Both are 25 years old. Sarah decides to start investing right away. She opens a mutual fund account and invests just $200 a month. Ben thinks he has plenty of time. He decides to wait, enjoy his money now, and start investing later. 10 years go by. At age 35, Ben finally gets serious. He starts investing $200 a month just like Sarah did. To be fair, let's say Sarah completely stops investing at age 35. She doesn't put another single penny into her account. She invested for just 10 years from 25 to 35. Ben starts at 35 and invests consistently for the next 30 years, all the way to age 65. Who do you think has more money at retirement? The answer is staggering. Even though Sarah only invested for 10 years, and Ben invested for 30 years, Sarah will likely have significantly more money. Why? Because of those first 10 years. Her money had a 10-year head start to grow, and then the earnings on that money started earning their own money. That's compound interest. It's a snowball effect. The longer your money is working for you, the bigger the snowball gets. Every day you wait, you are giving up your most valuable asset, time. The money in your savings account isn't compounding in any meaningful way. It's melting. The money in an investment account is compounding. It's building on itself, year after year, turning a small stream of contributions into a river of wealth over time. This isn't a trick. It's just math. And it's the most compelling reason to stop waiting and start today. At this point, 3 big objections probably pop into your head. I hear them all the time. The first one is, I don't have enough money to invest. This is the modern version of the "it's a rich person's game" myth. 20 years ago, this might have been true. You needed thousands of dollars to get started. Today, that barrier has been completely obliterated. Many of the best mutual funds have no minimum investment requirement. None. You can literally start an account and invest with $50 or $25. The amount you start with is far less important than the habit of starting. The second objection: it's too risky. I could lose everything. We already talked about how diversification in mutual funds massively reduces risk compared to buying single stocks. But let's be clear. Yes, investing has risk. The value of your fund will go up and it will go down. That's the nature of the market. But history has shown us, over any long-term period, 10, 20, 30 years, the US stock market has consistently trended upwards. The key is to think long-term. This isn't money you need for next month's rent. This is money for your future 5, 10, 30 years from now. By investing consistently and not panicking during the downturns, you give yourself the highest probability of success. It's far riskier, I would argue, to let your savings be guaranteed to lose value to inflation every single year. And the third biggest objection: it's just too complicated. I don't know where to even begin. That is the exact problem we are going to solve right now. That feeling of being overwhelmed stops millions of people in their tracks. But opening a mutual fund account is not like learning a foreign language. It's more like following a recipe. If you have the right ingredients and a clear set of instructions, you can do it. The ingredients are your personal information and a bank account. The recipe is what I'm about to give you. We're going to break down which companies to use, the big trusted names like Vanguard, Fidelity, and Charles Schwab. Think of them like the giant, reliable supermarkets of the investing world. We'll walk through the online application process, step by step, screen by screen. We'll explain what an index fund is and why it's probably the single best place for 99% of beginners to start. We will demystify every single choice you have to make. So, are you ready to stop being a spectator and get in the game? Are you ready to turn your hard-earned savings from a melting ice cube into a powerful wealth-building engine? Good. The journey from saver to investor is one of the most empowering you can take. And it starts with one simple action: opening the account. Let's get started. The first and arguably most important decision you'll make isn't what to invest in. It's where. Think of it like this. Before you can start cooking a gourmet meal, you have to choose your kitchen. Are you going to use a massive industrial-grade kitchen with every tool imaginable? A sleek modern kitchen that automates half the work for you? Or the small familiar kitchen you already have in your house? Each has its pros and cons, and the same is true for a brokerage account. This is the place where your money will live and work for you. And for most people in the United States, this choice boils down to 3 main paths. Path number 1, the titans of the industry. These are the household names you've probably heard of: Fidelity, Vanguard, and Charles Schwab. These are the big box superstores of the investment world. They have a staggering selection of mutual funds, ETFs, stocks, and bonds. If a fund exists, chances are you can buy it here. Let's break them down. Vanguard is often seen as the pioneer, the OG of low-cost investing. They have a unique corporate structure where the company is owned by its funds, which are in turn owned by the investors, that's you. The goal is to keep costs as low as humanly possible. Their philosophy is simple. The less you pay in fees, the more of your money you get to keep. Vanguard is for the purist, the investor who wants a no-frills, low-cost, set-it-and-forget-it experience. Their website used to be a little clunky, but they've made huge strides. Think of them as the reliable, fuel-efficient sedan of the group. It's not flashy, but it will get you to your destination safely and cheaply. Then you have Fidelity. If Vanguard is the reliable sedan, Fidelity is the mega dealership with every type of vehicle imaginable. They are massive. They offer a colossal selection of funds, including their own line of zero expense ratio index funds. That's right, zero. You can't get cheaper than free. Their platform is incredibly powerful, with top-tier research tools, educational resources, and a super slick mobile app. Fidelity is fantastic for both beginners who want a simple experience and advanced investors who want to slice and dice market data. They've really focused on creating a user-friendly, all-in-one financial hub. And finally, Charles Schwab. Schwab is like the premium, full-service provider. They have a great selection of low-cost funds, excellent customer service, including physical branches you can walk into, and a fantastic platform that integrates seamlessly with their banking services. If you want your checking account, savings account, and investment account all under one roof with a human you can talk to if things go wrong, Schwab is an absolute powerhouse. They offer a slightly more polished, high-touch experience. The bottom line for these three giants? You honestly can't go wrong with any of them. They are all low-cost, reputable, and offer everything a new investor needs. The differences are more about flavor and feel than fundamental quality. Don't spend 6 months agonizing between them. That's a classic case of analysis paralysis. Pick one and move forward. Path number 2. The robo-advisors. Think of companies like Betterment and Wealthfront. This is the sleek, modern kitchen I mentioned. Instead of you picking out all the individual ingredients, the mutual funds, you just tell the chef what kind of meal you want. You answer a series of simple questions about your age, your income, your goals, and how much risk you're comfortable with. Then their algorithm, the robo-advisor, automatically builds and manages a diversified portfolio for you. It's investing on autopilot. The massive advantage here is simplicity. It removes the guesswork and the emotion. You don't have to worry if you're picking the right funds. The platform does it for you, using time-tested strategies like modern portfolio theory. It will even automatically rebalance your portfolio to keep it on track and do things like tax loss harvesting to save you money. The downside? You pay a small fee for this service. It's typically a percentage of the assets they manage for you, often around 0.25% per year. For many, this fee is well worth the peace of mind and the hands-off convenience. If the thought of picking your own investments makes you break out in a cold sweat, a robo-advisor is an absolutely brilliant way to get started. Path number 3, your existing bank. This is the kitchen you already own. Big banks like Chase, Bank of America, or your local credit union often have their own investment platforms. The main selling point here is convenience. You already have a relationship with them. Your checking and savings accounts are there. It seems easy to just open an investment account in the same place. And it can be, but you have to be careful. This is a potential minefield for beginners. While convenient, these platforms often have a more limited selection of mutual funds. And worse, they might steer you towards their own in-house funds, which frequently come with much higher fees than what you'd find at Vanguard or Fidelity. We're talking fees that can be 5 to 10 times higher. Over decades, that difference can cost you tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost growth. It's like paying $1 for a can of soda at a superstore versus paying $5 for the exact same can at a hotel minibar. The convenience isn't always worth the price. So, if you go this route, you must do your homework. Scrutinize the fees, the expense ratios of any fund they recommend. So, how do you choose? Comes down to what you value most. If you want the lowest possible cost and the widest selection, and you're comfortable picking your own funds, go with one of the big three: Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab. If you want maximum simplicity and are willing to pay a small premium for a completely hands-off, automated experience, a robo-advisor like Betterment or Wealthfront is your best bet. If you absolutely prioritize the convenience of having everything under one roof, your local bank is an option, but proceed with extreme caution and a magnifying glass for the fees. My personal advice for 99% of beginners? Start with one of the big three. Fidelity is often a favorite for new investors because of their zero-fee funds and user-friendly app. But again, any of the three is a world-class choice. They provide the perfect balance of low costs, vast selection, and the ability to grow with you as you become a more experienced investor. The single most important factor, the one thing that will have the biggest impact on your wealth over the next 30 years, is cost. Fees are a silent killer. They are a constant guaranteed drag on your returns. A 1% fee might not sound like much, But on a $100,000 portfolio, that's $1,000 you're losing every single year. Over 30 years with compounding, that 1% fee could literally rob you of over $250,000. That's a house. That's your kid's college education. That's your financial freedom. So, whatever you choose, make an obsession out of minimizing fees. The beautiful thing is, this decision isn't permanent. It's not a tattoo. If you pick one platform and decide you don't like it a year from now, you can transfer your entire account to another brokerage, often with just a few clicks. It's called an in-kind transfer, and it's a routine process. So don't let the fear of picking the wrong one stop you from starting. Picking a good enough brokerage today is infinitely better than waiting a year to find the perfect one. The cost of delay is far greater than the cost of imperfection. You've now seen the map. You understand the different paths you can take to reach your destination. You've chosen the vehicle for your journey to financial independence. Now it's time to get your license and pack your bags. What exactly do you need to have on hand to get this account open? It's probably less than you think, but you need to have it ready. Let's gather the essential documents. Think of this process not as filling out paperwork, but as assembling your adventurer's kit. Every item you gather is a crucial piece of gear for the journey ahead. First and foremost, the single most important item in your pack is your financial passport. Your social security number, or if you're not a U.S. citizen but are a resident for tax purposes, your taxpayer identification number. This is the non-negotiable, must-have, can't leave home without a piece of the puzzle. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. My social security number? That's sensitive. And you are 100% right to think that. We're taught from a young age to guard that number with our lives, and for good reason. So why on earth would you hand it over to a financial institution? The answer lies in two acronyms that are actually designed to protect you: KYC and AML. It sounds like alphabet soup, but stick with me. KYC stands for Know Your Customer. AML stands for Anti-Money Laundering. These are federal regulations born out of laws like the Patriot Act that require financial institutions, banks, brokerages, you name it, to verify the identity of their clients. It's not about prying into your life for the sake of it. It's about ensuring that the person opening the account is actually you, and not someone using your identity to do something illegal. It's the financial world's equivalent of airport security. It might feel like a hassle, but it's there to prevent criminals and terrorists from moving money through the system, which ultimately keeps everyone's money safer, including yours. Your social security number is the universal key the U.S. government and the IRS use to identify you as a taxpayer. When you eventually sell your mutual funds and make a profit, and that is the goal, the brokerage needs to report those earnings to the IRS. Your SSN is how they tie that activity directly to you. So don't think of it as giving away a secret. Think of it as registering your official identity for your new life as an investor. Next up in your kit, you need proof that you are who you say you are. This is your government-issued photo ID. For most of us, this will be our driver's license. But a state-issued ID card, a passport, or a military ID works just as well. You'll likely need to upload a clear picture of the front and back. This is the second layer of that Know Your Customer protocol. They match the name and face on the ID to the name you're entering on the application. It's a simple but powerful step to combat identity theft. You wouldn't want someone else opening an account in your name, and this is one of the key safeguards that prevents it. Along with that, you'll need to provide your basic personal details. Your full legal name. No nicknames. Make sure it matches your ID and social security card exactly. Your date of birth, because you have to be a legal adult to open an investment account on your own. And your physical address. This is a big one. They will specifically ask for a physical residential address, not a P.O. box. Why? Again, it comes back to identity verification and federal regulations. A physical address establishes a legal residence. It's another data point that helps confirm you're a real person living in a specific location, making it much harder for someone to create a fraudulent account. They will also use this address to mail you important legal documents, like tax forms and shareholder proxies, so make sure it's accurate. Of course, you'll also need your email address and a phone number. This is your primary line of communication with the brokerage. It's how they'll send you account confirmations, trade alerts, and get in touch if there's ever a question about your account security. Okay, so far so good. Passport, ID, address. That all makes sense. Now we get to the part of the application that makes some people pause: your employment and financial information. The application is going to ask you for your employer's name and address, your job title, your approximate annual income, and your estimated net worth. Let's stop here for a second because this is where a lot of people get uncomfortable. The questions start flying. Why do they need to know where I work? Is my boss going to find out? And my net worth? That feels really personal. Is it any of their business? These are valid concerns, so let's unpack them. First, they are not going to call your boss. This information is for regulatory and suitability purposes. Certain regulations, for instance, restrict people who work in the financial industry itself, like brokers or investment advisors, from certain types of trading activities to prevent conflicts of interest. So they need to know if you're what's called an affiliated person. For 99% of us, this isn't an issue, but they have to ask. More importantly, they ask about your income and net worth to get a basic financial snapshot of you. Think of it like going to a doctor. A good doctor asks about your lifestyle, diet, and history before prescribing medicine. They need context to make a responsible recommendation. In the financial world, this is governed by something called the suitability rule. Brokerage firms have a legal obligation to ensure the investments they offer are suitable for a client's financial situation and objectives. They need to make sure they aren't, for example, letting a retiree on a fixed income put all their money into a super high-risk speculative investment. By understanding your financial standing, they can better tailor their platform and, in some cases, prevent you from making a catastrophic mistake. It's another layer of protection. And what about that term, net worth? Don't let it intimidate you. It's a simple formula. It's everything you own of value, your assets, minus all of your debts, your liabilities. Assets are things like the cash in your bank accounts, the value of your car, the equity in your home, and any other investments you might have. Liabilities are things like your student loan balance, your credit card debt, your car loan, and your mortgage. You don't need a precise, down-to-the-penny calculation. They are just looking for a good faith estimate. Ballpark it. Are we talking under $50,000? Between $50,000 and $250,000? Just pick the bracket that best represents your situation. Honesty here is key, not just for the application but for yourself. It's a moment to take a clear, honest look at your own financial health before you start this journey. The final piece of gear for your kit is the key to your treasure chest, your bank account information. You need to connect an existing bank account, usually a checking or savings account, to your new mutual fund account. This is how you will move money in to buy funds, and eventually how you'll move money out when you sell them. You will need two numbers, your bank's routing number and your specific account number. The easiest place to find these is on a physical check. The 9-digit number on the bottom left is the routing number, and the longer number next to it is your account number. But who has checks anymore? No problem. You can find these numbers by logging into your bank's website or mobile app. They're usually located in the account details section. Some banks even have a specific routing and account number link. Just write these down or have the screen open and ready. This connection is the bridge. It's the conduit that will allow your hard-earned savings from today to flow into the vehicle that will grow it for tomorrow. And that's it. That is the complete adventurer's kit. Your social security number, a government ID, your personal and employment information, and your bank account details. See, it's probably less than you thought. It's not a mountain of paperwork. It's a handful of key pieces of information that, when put together, unlock the door to the world of investing. You've now gathered your supplies. Your passport is stamped, your map is charted, and you've built the bridge from your old world to the new. You are standing at the departure gate, ready to go. But which plane are you going to get on? The company you choose to open your account with, the Vanguard, the Fidelity, the Schwab of the world, is one of the most important decisions you will make on this entire journey. It will define your experience, your costs, and your options for years to come. So, how do you choose the right one? Let's break down the giants of the industry and find the perfect home for your financial future. When you're choosing a brokerage, you're not just picking a website. You're choosing your partner in wealth creation, your financial co-pilot. This is the institution you will trust with your hard-earned money for decades. The three names you'll hear over and over again, the titans of the industry, are Vanguard, Fidelity, and Charles Schwab. These aren't just companies, they are philosophies. They represent three distinct approaches to investing, and understanding their DNA is the key to picking the right one for you. Let's start with the legend, the institution that started a revolution, Vanguard. To understand Vanguard, you have to understand its founder, the late, great Jack Bogle. Bogle was an industry insider who became its biggest critic. He saw the world of Wall Street charging people huge fees for actively managed mutual funds that, more often than not, failed to even beat the market average. He called it a loser's game. His solution was radical, almost socialist in its structure. He created Vanguard to be owned by its funds. And since the funds are owned by the investors, that means Vanguard is owned by you. Think about that. Vanguard has no outside stockholders to please. There's no pressure to maximize profits for Wall Street. Its one and only mission is to lower costs for its owners, the investors. This isn't a marketing slogan. It's their legal structure. This is why Vanguard is the undisputed king of low-cost index fund investing. If you see investing as a simple, long-term game of capturing the market's return while minimizing the fees that eat away at your wealth, then Vanguard is your philosophical home. It's the no-frills, brutally efficient, reliable Toyota Camry of the brokerage world. It will get you to your destination safely and cheaply, but it's not going to win any design awards. The website and app are functional, but some would call them clunky or dated. They don't have a lot of fancy research tools or flashy graphics because that's not the point. The point is to keep costs so low that they are almost invisible, allowing your money to compound with as little friction as possible. If you are a set-it-and-forget-it investor, a boglehead at heart, who believes that costs are the single most important factor in long-term success, then your search might just end here. But what if you want more? What if you want the bells and whistles? What if you see your brokerage not just as a vault for your money, but as a command center for your entire financial life? That brings us to Fidelity. Fidelity is the tech giant, the all-in-one financial superstore. While Vanguard was perfecting the low-cost model, Fidelity was building a technological empire. Their website and mobile app are consistently ranked as the best in the business. They are sleek, intuitive, and packed with an incredible amount of power. We're talking sophisticated research tools, stock screeners, portfolio analysis, and educational resources that can feel like a graduate-level course in finance. Fidelity's philosophy is about giving you choice and power. They offer thousands of mutual funds, not just their own, but from hundreds of other companies as well. They want to be the Amazon of investing. And here's where they threw a major punch at the competition. Fidelity introduced zero funds. That's right, mutual funds with a 0% expense ratio. No management fees. Nothing. It was a brilliant marketing move that also provides real value. They also pioneered fractional shares, allowing you to invest in any stock or ETF with as little as $1. If Vanguard is the focused monk, Fidelity is the sprawling metropolis. It's a place for the investor who wants to be more hands-on, who enjoys digging into the data, and who wants a seamless, modern digital experience. It's also fantastic for someone who wants to consolidate everything: their retirement account, their kids' college fund, their checking account, even a credit card, all under one beautifully designed roof. The potential downside? With so much choice, it can be overwhelming. You have to be disciplined enough to stick with their low-cost options and not get distracted by the thousands of more expensive, actively managed funds they also offer. If you crave cutting-edge technology and a universe of options at your fingertips, Fidelity is likely your champion. So we have the low-cost purist in Vanguard and the tech innovator in Fidelity. Where does that leave our third titan, Charles Schwab? Charles Schwab is the master of the middle ground, the grand synthesizer. They looked at Vanguard's low costs and Fidelity's technology and said, "We can do both. And we'll add something they can't easily replicate: world-class customer service." Schwab has built its brand on being the accessible, friendly giant. While Vanguard and Fidelity are largely online operations, Schwab still maintains hundreds of physical branches across the country. For many people, especially those just starting out, the ability to walk into an office and talk to a real human being is an invaluable security blanket. Their customer service, whether over the phone or in person, is legendary. But don't mistake them for being old-fashioned. Schwab has invested heavily in technology, and their platform is robust and user-friendly. Then, in a move that shook the industry, they acquired TD Ameritrade, inheriting what many considered the single best trading platform on the planet, thinkorswim. This makes Schwab a powerhouse for everyone from the nervous beginner who needs a helping hand to the ultra-sophisticated day trader executing complex options strategies. They offer a huge selection of low-cost Schwab-branded index funds and ETFs that compete directly with Vanguard, and they were one of the first to go to zero commissions on stock trades. If Vanguard is the Camry and Fidelity is the feature-packed Tesla, Schwab is the Lexus. It's a premium experience without the outrageous premium price. It gives you the reliability and low costs you need, but wrapped in a layer of comfort, service, and support that is unmatched at this scale. This is the choice for the investor who wants the best of all worlds. Someone who values low fees but also wants the peace of mind that comes from knowing an expert is just a phone call or a short drive away. The potential trade-off is that while their costs are very low on a handful of specific index funds, Vanguard might still beat them by a few hundredths of a percentage point. For most people, this difference is negligible, and a small price to pay for the level of service they receive. So, how do you make the final call? Let's boil it down to a simple choice based on your personality. Ask yourself this one question: what is the single most important thing to me? If your answer is the absolute rock bottom lowest cost, period. I don't need fancy tools, I just want to follow a simple indexing strategy for the next 40 years. Then your answer is Vanguard. If your answer is the best technology, the most options, and the most powerful research tools, I want a modern, seamless digital experience and I enjoy being hands-on with my finances, then your answer is Fidelity. And if your answer is a fantastic balance, I want low costs and great tools, but I also deeply value the ability to get excellent, human customer support whenever I need it, then your answer is Charles Schwab. There are, of course, other players in the market: E-Trade, Merrill Lynch, and newer fintech companies. But for the vast majority of people starting their mutual fund journey in the United States, your ideal home is almost certainly one of these three. They are the biggest for a reason. They offer tremendous value, they are secure, and they have stood the test of time. Choosing your brokerage is like laying the foundation for a house. Do it right, and everything you build on top of it will be strong and secure. Now that you've chosen the plot of land and the master builder for your financial future, it's time to actually sign the papers and get the keys. The next step is the nitty-gritty of the application process itself. I'm going to walk you through every single line, every box you need to check, and reveal the one critical mistake that trips up so many new investors, a mistake you absolutely must avoid. Alright, let's pull up that digital application. Whether you're on Vanguard, Fidelity, Schwab, or any other major platform, the forms are going to look remarkably similar. They have to be. They're all collecting the same information required by law. Before you even type a single letter, I want you to pause and gather your arsenal. This will make the process 10 times smoother. You'll need 3 key things. First, your social security number or taxpayer ID. This is non-negotiable. It's how the government tracks your investments for tax purposes. Second, have your driver's license or another government-issued ID handy. They might not ask for a picture of it, but you'll need the information on it, like your exact legal name and address. And third, have your bank account and routing number ready. This is for funding the account, connecting your financial lifeblood to your new investment engine. Got it? Good. Let's dive in. The first section is always the easiest, but it's also where the first tiny tripwire lies. Personal information. Name, address, date of birth. Simple, right? The mistake people make here is using nicknames or a P.O. box. You must use your full, legal name as it appears on your government ID and your social security card. No shortcuts. For your address, you must use your physical residential address. Why? It's thanks to a law called the Patriot Act. Brokerages are required by federal law to verify your identity to prevent money laundering and terrorism financing. A P.O. box just doesn't cut it. So, full legal name, physical address. Check and check. Next, you'll hit the citizenship and employment status section. This is straightforward. Are you a U.S. citizen? Do you have a green card? They'll ask for your country of citizenship. Then comes your employment information. They'll ask for your employer's name and address, and your occupation. Now, if you're a student, retired, or unemployed, don't panic. There are options for that. Just be honest. Why do they care where you work? Again, it's about regulations. Certain professions, especially in finance, have stricter rules about personal investing to prevent conflicts of interest. For 99% of us, this is just a box to check, but it's a required one. Somewhere in this section, you will see a very official-sounding question. It'll ask if you or a family member are a politically exposed person or affiliated with a publicly traded company as a director or 10% shareholder. This question scares people. It sounds like you're being accused of something. Relax. All they're asking is if you're a high-level government official like a senator or a major insider at a big corporation. If you were, you would already know it. For virtually everyone watching this, the answer is a simple, resounding no. Click no and move on with confidence. Now we arrive at the section that causes the most anxiety. Your financial profile. This is where they ask for your annual income, your total net worth, and your source of funds. A wave of insecurity washes over people here. They think they're being judged. They think, my income isn't high enough, or my net worth is basically zero, they're going to reject me. Let me be crystal clear. This is not a loan application. They are not deciding if you are worthy of investing. In fact, it's the opposite. These questions are for your protection. This is part of a suitability rule, which means the brokerage has a responsibility to make sure the investments you might choose are appropriate for your financial situation. So, how do you answer? Honestly, give a good faith estimate. For annual income, use your gross income before taxes. For net worth, it's what you own minus what you owe. Your assets, cash, car value, etc. Minus your liabilities, student loans, credit card debt. If it's a negative number, put 0. That is perfectly fine. It will not get you rejected. In fact, it's the very reason you're opening this account, to build that net worth. For source of funds, for most of us, the answer is simply employment income or savings. Don't overthink it. They just need to know the money isn't coming from illicit activities. Be honest, be realistic, and know that you are not being judged. Okay, deep breath. Because we have now arrived at the single most important section of this entire application. This is it. This is the moment I warned you about. It's the section on your investment objectives and risk tolerance. Seems so innocent. It's usually just a few multiple choice questions. But the box you check here will fundamentally alter how the brokerage treats you and what options they present to you. This is where so many new investors make a critical, unforced error. You'll see a list of objectives with words like capital preservation, income, growth, and speculation. Let's translate these from Wall Street jargon into plain English. Capital preservation means your number one overriding goal is to never lose a single penny. You're terrified of risk. If you check this, the platform's algorithm might think you should only be in money market funds or short-term government bonds, which have very low returns, sometimes not even keeping up with inflation. Income means your primary goal is to have your investments generate a regular, steady stream of cash, like a paycheck. This is for people who are retired or need their portfolio to pay their bills. They prioritize cash flow over long-term growth. Then there's growth. Growth means your primary goal is to increase the value of your account over a long period of time, like 5, 10, or 30 years. You understand that the stock market goes up and down, and you are willing to accept that short-term volatility in exchange for the potential of significant long-term gains. And finally, there's speculation. This is the danger zone. Speculation means you're not investing, you're gambling. You're willing to take on massive risk for the slim chance of a massive, quick payoff. You're interested in complex, high-risk strategies. Here is the monumental mistake. A brand new investor, excited to get started and build wealth for retirement, mistakenly checks speculation because it sounds exciting and aggressive, or they check capital preservation because they're nervous and it sounds safe. Both are wrong. If you check speculation, the brokerage might open the door for you to trade options or other complex derivatives you have no business touching, and you could lose everything. If you check capital preservation, they might restrict you from buying the very S&P 500 index fund or other growth-oriented mutual funds that are perfect for a long-term investor. For the vast majority of people watching this video, who are starting their journey to build long-term wealth, the correct answer is growth. Sometimes there's a middle ground option like growth and income. That's also a perfectly fine choice. Your risk tolerance should be moderate or aggressive, and your time horizon should be long-term, which usually means over 10 years. By selecting growth and long-term, you are telling the brokerage, I am a serious long-term investor. I understand the game. Give me access to the tools that build real wealth. Do not get this wrong. It is the most important decision you will make on this form. Phew, the hard part is over. The rest is logistics. Next up is funding the account. The easiest and most common way is through an electronic transfer from your bank, called an ACH transfer. This is where you'll enter that bank account and routing number you gathered earlier. An ACH transfer is basically a secure, digital instruction to pull money from your bank and deposit it into your new investment account. It's free and usually takes 1 to 3 business days. They will often do a couple of micro deposits, sending a few cents to your bank account, which you then have to verify just to confirm the account is really yours. It's a standard security procedure. Finally, a step that so many people skip, but is an incredible act of love and responsibility: designating your beneficiaries. This is who inherits the money in your account if you pass away. You can name a primary beneficiary, the first person in line, and a contingent beneficiary, who would inherit the money if something happened to the primary. Please do not skip this. Naming a beneficiary can allow your assets to bypass the long, complicated, and expensive legal process of probate court. It ensures your hard-earned money goes directly to the people you care about. It takes 2 minutes, and it is one of the most powerful estate planning tools you have at your disposal. After that, you'll land on a final review page. Read every single line. Check your name, your address, your social security number. Make sure it's all perfect. Then you'll see a series of agreements and disclosures. You have to check a box saying you've read them. And once you've done that, you take a deep breath, and you click that Submit or Open My Account button. And just like that, you've done it. You have an open, active brokerage account. The door to the world of investing is officially open. But opening the account is just step one. Right now, you have an empty house. The money you transferred is just sitting there as cash waiting for instructions. It's not invested. It's not working for you. It's not growing. And that brings us to the most exciting part of this entire journey. Choosing and buying your very first mutual fund. We're going to turn that empty account into a powerful wealth-building machine. I'll show you exactly how to find the right fund, how to avoid the hidden fees that cripple most investors, and how to place that first crucial trade. Okay, you've done it. The account is open, the money is transferred, and you're staring at a screen that says your balance is 100 or 1,000, or whatever you decided to start with. Feels good, but it also feels incomplete. Because right now, that money is just sitting there. It's like you built a state-of-the-art rocket ship, fueled it up, but you haven't picked a destination. That cash isn't working for you yet. It's not growing, it's not compounding, it's just waiting. And this is the exact moment where millions of people get paralyzed. They open their brokerage account, ready to change their financial future, and are immediately hit with a wall of options. A universe of choices. Vanguard, Fidelity, Schwab, they each offer thousands of different mutual funds. It's like walking into the world's largest library and being told to pick a good book. Where do you even begin? You see names like Global Technology Fund, Emerging Markets Bond Fund, Small Cap Value Fund. It's an alphabet soup of financial jargon designed, it seems, to confuse and intimidate you. This overload of choice isn't an accident. It's a business model. The more confused you are, the more likely you are to either give up or worse, get pushed into a fund that makes the company a lot of money, but costs you a fortune in the long run. We are not going to let that happen. We're going to cut through all of that noise with a very sharp, very simple machete. We're going to apply a 3-step filter that will eliminate over 99% of the bad choices, leaving you with a small handful of the absolute best, most proven wealth-building tools ever created. Step 1 is deciding what you want to own. For the vast majority of people starting out, the goal is long-term growth. You want to own a piece of the engine of the American economy. That means you want to own stocks, also known as equities. You want a slice of Apple, of Microsoft, of Amazon, of the thousands of innovative companies, big and small, that are driving the world forward. So our first filter is simple. We are looking for a U.S. stock mutual fund. This immediately cuts out bond funds, international funds, and all sorts of other complicated products that you don't need to worry about right now. We're keeping it simple and powerful. Within the world of stock funds, there are 2 main philosophies. The first is called active management. This is where you have a highly paid Wall Street manager in a fancy suit, surrounded by a team of analysts, who actively tries to pick winning stocks and beat the market. It sounds great, right? You're paying for an expert to make the best decisions. The problem is, the data is overwhelmingly clear. Over any long-term period, more than 90% of these highly paid experts fail to beat the overall market. They fail. And for the privilege of them trying and failing, they charge you outrageous fees. This brings us to the second philosophy, and the one we are going to embrace, passive management, specifically through an index fund. An index fund doesn't try to be clever. It doesn't have a star manager trying to pick winners. Its goal is beautifully simple. It just buys all the stocks in a specific market index like the S&P 500 and holds them. It aims to be the market, not beat it. By doing this, it guarantees you get the market's return. And because it's all automated and run by computers, the costs are microscopic. So to refine step 1, we are looking for a U.S. stock index fund. This is our destination. We want to own a broad piece of the entire U.S. stock market. Now for step 2, and I need you to listen very closely because this is the single most important secret to building wealth through mutual funds. It's the one thing the financial industry hopes you never figure out. We are going to look at a tiny number called the expense ratio. Every single mutual fund has an expense ratio. It's the fee the fund company charges every year to manage your money, expressed as a percentage of your investment. And it's automatically deducted from your returns. You never get a bill for it, you never see it leave your account. It's an invisible parasite, and it can devour your future. Let me tell you a quick story. Two friends, Jane and John, both start investing at age 25. They each invest $10,000. They both earn the same exact 10% average annual return from the market for the next 40 years. The only difference? John invests in a typical, actively managed mutual fund his bank recommended. It has a 1% expense ratio. That sounds tiny, right? 1%. What's the big deal? Jane, on the other hand, does her research. She invests in a low-cost index fund with a 0.04% expense ratio. They never touch the money. They just let it grow. At age 65, John checks his account. He's done well. His $10,000 has grown to over $320,000. He's happy. But then he talks to Jane. Jane's account, with the microscopic 0.04% fee, is worth over $440,000. That's a staggering $120,000 difference. Jane is $120,000 richer than John, not because she was a better investor, not because she took more risk, but purely because she avoided that seemingly tiny 1% fee. That fee didn't just cost John 1% per year. It cost him 40 years of compounding on that 1%. It's a wealth-destroying disease. So our second filter is non-negotiable. We will only consider funds with an expense ratio of 0.1% or less, preferably much less. We're talking 0.05% or lower. When you're on your brokerage's website, using their fund screener tool, this will be a filter you can set. Set the maximum to 0.1%. This one single click will eliminate thousands of rip-off funds instantly. Okay, step 3. This one is quick and easy. We must avoid something called a sales load. A load is just a fancy word for a sales commission. Some funds, often pushed by financial advisors who work on commission, will charge you a fee just to buy or sell the fund. This can be as high as 5% of your investment. Imagine investing $1,000 and immediately $50 is gone. Poof! Handed over as a commission. That's insane. You're starting in a hole. The funds we want are called no-load funds. There is no commission to buy, no commission to sell. 100% of your money goes to work for you from day one. Just like the expense ratio, this will be a simple filter you can check in the fund screener. Load type, no load. So let's recap our powerful 3-step filter. We are looking for 1. A U.S. stock index fund. 2. With an expense ratio under 0.1%. 3. That is a no-load fund. That's it. You've just turned an overwhelming universe of 7,000 choices into a small, manageable list of elite, low-cost options. Now let's get practical. What do these funds actually look like on the website? You'll typically see 2 main flavors that fit our criteria perfectly. The first is an S&P 500 index fund. The S&P 500 is simply an index of the 500 largest and most influential public companies in the United States. Think Apple, Google, Johnson & Johnson. By buying one share of an S&P 500 index fund, you instantly own a tiny piece of all 500 of them. It is the gold standard of simple, diversified investing. Every brokerage has their own version. At Fidelity, its ticker symbol might be FXAIX. At Schwab, SWPPX. At Vanguard, VFIX. A ticker symbol is just the unique 3 to 5 letter code used to identify a fund. The second flavor you'll see is a total stock market index fund. This is even broader. It aims to own a piece of not just the 500 largest companies, but pretty much every publicly traded stock in the U.S., over 3,500 of them. It's the ultimate in diversification. Again, each brokerage has one. Fidelity's is FSKX. Schwab's is SWTSX. Vanguard's is VITISX. Now you're probably thinking, okay, which one is better? S&P 500 or total stock market? Honestly, it's like asking if you should get a chocolate or a vanilla milkshake. They are both fantastic choices that will get you to your goal. Historically, their performance is nearly identical. Don't waste a second of your life agonizing over this choice. Pick the one that sounds good to you. The important thing is that both options perfectly match our 3-step filter. They are U.S. stock index funds, they have microscopic expense ratios, and they are no-load. You literally cannot make a bad choice between them. You've done the hardest part. You've overcome the paralysis. You've learned the secret handshake of savvy investors. Low costs and broad diversification. You've used the filters to zero in on a specific fund. You have the ticker symbol. You're on the 1-yard line ready to score. So what's next? You see the buy button next to that ticker symbol. It's calling to you. But clicking it brings up a new screen with new questions. Dollar amount or shares? Market order or limit order? What do all these settlement options mean? This final step, the actual execution of the trade, is where people can get nervous, afraid of clicking the wrong box. In the next part, we are going to walk through that by screen, click by click. I will demystify every single option, explain exactly what to select, and ensure that your very first investment is placed smoothly, confidently, and perfectly. We're about to turn that cash into a real tangible asset that will start working for you today. Alright, let's do this. Your brokerage account is open, the money is in, and it's sitting there as cash. But cash doesn't grow. Cash gets eaten by inflation. We're here to turn that cash into an army of tiny employees that work for you 24/7. So on your screen, you're going to look for a button or a menu option that says Trade, Invest, or Transact. Click on it. This is going to bring up what's called a trade ticket or an order screen. It might look a little intimidating at first with all its boxes and drop-downs, but I promise you by the end of this, it will be as simple as ordering a pizza. The very first thing you need to do is tell the system what you want to buy. There will be a search box labeled something like symbol, quote, or security. This is where you'll type in the mutual fund's ticker symbol. Think of a ticker symbol as a fund's unique social security number, or its license plate. It's a short code, usually 5 letters ending in X, that identifies it. For our example, we've been talking about buying an S&P 500 index fund. So if we were using Vanguard, we might type in VFIAX. If we were at Schwab, it would be SWPPX. If Fidelity, FXAIX. Whatever fund you chose back in our research phase, you'll enter its ticker symbol here. Once you type it in, the full name of the fund should pop up right beside it, like Vanguard 500 Index Fund Admiral Shares. This is your first checkpoint. Make sure the name matches exactly what you intended to buy. Okay, you've selected your fund. Now we get to the heart of the order ticket. Let's go through this one field at a time. First, you'll see action or transaction type. The options will be simple: buy, sell, exchange. You, my friend, are a buyer today. Make sure buy is selected. Easy enough. Next, and this is a really important one, is the amount. You will almost always see 2 options here. You can either buy a certain number of shares, or you can invest a specific dollar amount. I want you to listen to me very closely on this. Always, always, always choose to invest by dollar amount. Let me explain why. A single share of a mutual fund might cost, say, $357.42. If you only have $100 to invest, you can't buy a full share. But by choosing dollar amount and typing in 100, the brokerage will automatically buy you a fraction of a share. In this case, you get about 0.28 shares. This is one of the most powerful features of mutual fund investing. It means you can start with any amount of money, whether it's $50 or $5,000, and put every single penny to work immediately. If you try to buy by shares, you're left doing weird math and often leaving uninvested cash sitting in your account. So, click the option for dollar amount and type in the exact amount of money you want to invest. For your first time, maybe it's $100, maybe it's $1,000. Whatever it is, type it in. The next field will be something like from account or source of funds. This is just asking where the money for the purchase should come from. The drop-down menu should show your account's core position, or cash balance, or settlement fund. These are all just fancy terms for the uninvested cash you deposited. Select that. It's telling the system to take the $100 or whatever you typed from the cash sitting in the account. Now we come to the most important decision you will make on this entire screen. It's a little checkbox or a drop-down menu, and it will be labeled something like dividends and capital gains. Your options will be reinvest in security or deposit to core account. I need you to stop and burn this into your brain. You must select reinvest in security. This is not optional. This is the secret sauce. This is the key that unlocks the magic of compounding, the 8th wonder of the world. Let me break this down. The companies inside your mutual fund, companies like Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon, make profits. Sometimes they share a tiny piece of those profits with their owners, and that's you. That little payout is called a dividend. Also, when the fund manager sells a stock that has gone up in value, it creates a profit called a capital gain, which also gets passed on to you. Now you have a choice. You can have these little payments, these dividends and capital gains, sent to you as cash where they'll just sit there. Or you can choose to reinvest them. By choosing to reinvest, you are telling your brokerage, hey, whenever I get one of these small payments, don't give it to me as cash. Use it to automatically buy me a tiny bit more of the mutual fund. Think of it like a snowball at the top of a very long hill. Your initial investment is the snowball. When you reinvest your dividends, it's like adding a little more snow to the ball. As it rolls, it picks up more snow, getting bigger and bigger. A bigger snowball then picks up even more snow on its next rotation. That's compounding. Your dividends buy more shares, those new shares then earn their own dividends, which then buy even more shares, and the cycle repeats, growing exponentially over time. Choosing to deposit to core is like taking that extra snow and putting it in your pocket. The snowball still rolls, but it never grows on its own. Selecting reinvest is what turns your investment from a static rock into a living, growing snowball of wealth. This single click is arguably more important than any other decision you'll make today. So find that option and select reinvest dividends and capital gains. Okay, deep breath. That was the most critical part. The rest is easy. You've told the system what to buy, your funds ticker, how much to buy, a specific dollar amount, where the money is coming from, your cash balance, and what to do with future earnings, reinvest them. Now you'll see a button that says Preview Order or Review. Click it. This will bring you to a confirmation screen. This is your final checkpoint. Read every line item carefully. Does it show the correct action buy? Does it show the correct ticker symbol and fund name? Does it show the correct dollar amount you want to invest? And does it confirm that dividends and capital gains will be reinvested? If everything looks perfect, then you can finally click that big, beautiful button that says Submit Order, Place Order, or Confirm. Go ahead. Click it. Congratulations. You just did it. You are officially an investor. Now, don't be alarmed if you don't see your shares appear instantly. This is not like buying something on Amazon. Mutual funds work differently. Your order is now in a pending or open status. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. All through the day, the brokerage collects buy and sell orders from thousands of investors like you. Then, after the stock market closes for the day, at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, the mutual fund company calculates the final, official price for one share of the fund. This is called the net asset value or NAV. It's only calculated once per day. Your order will be executed at that price. So you might not see the shares officially in your account until later tonight, or even tomorrow morning. This is completely normal. You've placed the order, the system has it, and it will execute at the day's closing price. You have successfully planted the seed. Take a moment and let that sink in. You just took a massive step that separates you from the vast majority of people. You are no longer just a consumer. You are an owner. You now own a tiny slice of the largest, most profitable companies in the United States. That money is no longer just sitting there. It's on the field, ready to work for you. You've planted the first seed. But the real secret to building wealth isn't just planting one seed. It's planting them consistently, automatically, without ever having to think about it again. It's about turning this one-time action into an unstoppable, automated wealth-building machine. And that is exactly what we are going to build in the very next part. This is it. This is the part that separates the dabblers from the disciplined, the dreamers from the doers. Because having an account and picking a fund is like buying all the parts to a high-performance engine. It's impressive, but it doesn't actually go anywhere until you turn the key, put it in drive, and fuel it up. And not just once, but consistently. What we're about to do is install the automatic fuel line. We're going to set up a system that pays your future self first every single time without fail. This is the single most powerful step in this entire process because it removes the two biggest enemies of long-term investing success: human emotion and human error. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself you're going to do something? I'll start saving more next month. I'll invest after I get my next bonus. I'll put money in the market when things feel a little more certain. Life gets in the way. A surprise car repair, a vacation that costs a little more than planned, or just simple everyday forgetfulness. And before you know it, a month becomes a year, and a year becomes a decade. Even worse is the enemy of emotion. When the market is soaring, greed kicks in. We feel like we should be putting in more, maybe even money we can't afford. When the market is dropping, fear takes over. Our instinct screams at us to stop investing, to wait it out, to sell. But that's the exact opposite of what you should be doing. Automating your investment solves both of these problems with one elegant, powerful move. It takes you, with all your brilliant but sometimes flawed human tendencies, out of the day-to-day equation. It ensures that you are consistently buying month in and month out, regardless of what the headlines say or how you feel when you wake up in the morning. This discipline has a name, and it's a concept that has built staggering wealth for ordinary people for generations. It's called dollar cost averaging, and it's so simple it's beautiful. Instead of trying to time the market, a fool's errand where you try to guess the absolute best day to buy, you invest a fixed amount of money at regular intervals. Let's say you decide to invest $100 every month. When the market is up and share prices are high, your $100 buys you fewer shares. When the market is down and share prices are low, that same $100 buys you more shares. Over time, this strategy forces you to buy more when things are on sale and less when they're expensive. It smooths out your purchase price and removes the paralyzing fear of, is now a good time to invest? With dollar cost averaging, the answer is always yes. So let's build this machine right now. Log into your brokerage account. Somewhere on the main dashboard, you're going to look for a link or a button that says something like automatic investing, recurring investments, or set up a transfer. It might be under a transfers or move money menu. Find it. Once you click it, you're going to be presented with a simple form. This is the control panel for your wealth machine. It's only going to ask you for a few key pieces of information. First, the amount. How much money do you want to invest automatically? This is a deeply personal question. I can't give you a number, but I can give you a framework. Do not start with a number that will stress you out. But also, don't start with a number that's so small you don't even feel it. The sweet spot is an amount that feels just a little bit uncomfortable. An amount that makes you think, okay, I'll have to be a little more mindful with my spending, but I can do this. For some people, that's $50. For others, it's $500. The number itself is less important than the act of starting. You can and should increase this amount over time as your income grows. But for today, just pick a number and commit. Second, the fund. It will ask you where you want this money to go. This is easy. You're going to select the mutual fund you researched and chose in the previous part. Just type in the ticker symbol or the name of the fund. Third, the frequency. How often do you want this to happen? You'll see options like weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. The best practice for most people is to align this with your paycheck. If you get paid every 2 weeks, set up your investment to happen every 2 weeks, a day or two after your paycheck hits your bank account. If you get paid once a month, set it for once a month. This is the essence of paying yourself first. The money is sent to your investment account before you even have a chance to spend it on something else. Prioritizes your future. For this example, let's say you choose monthly. Fourth, the start date. When do you want the first investment to happen? My advice is simple. As soon as possible. Don't set it for the first of next month. Set it for this week. Set it for your very next paycheck. Every single day you wait is a day your money isn't working for you. Time is the most valuable ingredient in the recipe of compounding, and you can never get it back. Seize it now. So, you've entered the amount, the fund, the frequency, and the start date. Now review it. Make sure everything is correct. The amount, the destination, the schedule. And then you'll see a button. It might say confirm, submit, or schedule investment. Take a deep breath and click it. And that's it. It's done. I want you to pause for a moment and appreciate what you just did. You didn't just fill out a form. You just launched a system. You built a machine that will now work for you in the background of your life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for years and decades to come. While you are sleeping, working, or on vacation, this system will be methodically, relentlessly purchasing small pieces of the world's greatest companies on your behalf. You have just leveraged the power of technology and discipline to put your financial future on a completely different trajectory. That single click was one of the most important financial decisions you will ever make. Now, a couple of quick fears I want to put to rest. First, you are still in control. This is not a blood oath. If you have a major life event and need to pause these contributions, you can go right back to that same control panel and pause or stop them at any time. If you get a raise and want to increase the amount, you can do that in 30 seconds. This machine works for you, not the other way around. Second, what if the market tanks next month? What if there's a recession? Good. Seriously. Remember dollar cost averaging. If the market goes down, your fixed investment amount now buys you more shares at a discount. While everyone else is panicking and selling low, your automated system is unemotionally swooping in and buying up assets on sale. It turns a market crash from a moment of terror into a long-term opportunity. This is how you win. You have now completed the most difficult part of the journey. You've gone from a passive observer to an active participant. You've built the engine and set the automatic fuel line. The system is now running. But now that it's running, a new set of questions arises. How do you know if it's working? What do all these numbers on the screen mean? How do you read your statement without getting a heart attack every time the market has a bad day? How do you monitor your progress without becoming obsessed and tinkering with the machine you just so perfectly built? That's about learning to be a good pilot. It's about understanding the dashboard, trusting your instruments, and knowing when to just let the autopilot do its job. And that is what we're going to cover next. We're going to demystify your account statement and teach you how to think like a long-term owner, not a nervous day trader. Your first mutual fund statement arrives. You open it, either by tearing an envelope or clicking a link in an email, and a wall of numbers stares back at you. It can feel like stepping into the cockpit of a 747 for the first time. There are dials, gauges, and readouts everywhere. Your immediate instinct might be panic. What does it all mean? Am I up? Am I down? Am I doing this right? This is the moment where most new investors make their first critical mistake. They misread the instruments. They mistake normal turbulence for engine failure. But you're not going to do that, because we're going to walk through this dashboard together piece by piece so you understand exactly what you're looking at. This isn't a test. It's your flight plan. First, find the biggest, most obvious number. This is usually labeled total account value or ending balance. This is your altitude. It's a snapshot of how high you're flying at that exact moment in time. The last day of the month or the quarter. It's the sum total of everything you own in that account. It's the number you'll track over the long haul. But it is not the number you should obsess over day to day. A pilot who stares constantly at the altimeter instead of the horizon is going to have a very bumpy ride. Next, you'll see a breakdown of your holdings. These are the specific mutual funds you own. Think of these as the individual engines on your plane. If you bought into a target date fund, you might only see one holding. If you built your own portfolio, you might see 3 or 4. Next to each fund, you'll see a few key columns. One of those columns is shares owned. This is simple. It's how many units of that fund you possess. The second column is the price, or more accurately, the net asset value, often abbreviated as NAV. This is a crucial concept to understand. Unlike a stock, which has a price that changes every second the market is open, a mutual fund's price is only calculated once per day, after the market closes. The NAV is the total value of all the stocks and bonds inside the fund, divided by the number of shares. This single fact, that the price only changes once a day, is a built-in feature designed to encourage long-term thinking. It's impossible to day trade a mutual fund. The system itself is telling you, calm down. We'll tally everything up at the end of the day. Go live your life. The NAV is your engine's RPM. It's important, but you don't need to watch its needle bounce around all day. Now let's get to the section that causes the most heart palpitations. Gain/loss. This is your rate of climb indicator. You'll likely see 2 categories here, unrealized and realized. This distinction is one of the most important in all of investing. Unrealized gain or loss is the difference between what you paid for your shares and what they're worth today. It's a paper profit or a paper loss. It's called unrealized because you haven't actually done anything to lock it in. Think of it like the equity in your house. If you bought your house for $300,000 and the market says it's now worth $400,000, you have a $100,000 unrealized gain. Feels great, but you can't spend it. It's not cash in your pocket until you sell the house. The same is true for your mutual fund. An unrealized gain is your plane climbing steadily. An unrealized loss is your plane hitting some turbulence and losing a bit of altitude. It's part of the journey. It only becomes a real problem if you panic and sell. Realized gain or loss, on the other hand, is what happens when you do sell. It's the profit or loss that you have locked in, turning it from paper into actual cash. When you sell shares of your fund, you have realized the gain or loss. This is the moment that matters for taxes. The government doesn't tax your paper profits every year. They only tax you when you actually sell and realize a gain. This is a massive advantage for long-term investors. You can let your investments grow for decades completely tax-deferred, and only pay tax when you finally sell in retirement. So when you see a big, scary red, negative number in the unrealized gain/loss column, what do? Nothing. You do absolutely nothing. That's just the market being the market. That's turbulence. A seasoned pilot doesn't slam on the brakes or yank the controls into a nosedive when the ride gets a little bumpy. They trust their flight plan. An unrealized loss is only a temporary dip in altitude. It only becomes a permanent, realized loss if you panic and sell at the bottom. In fact, long-term owners see those red numbers completely differently. They don't see a loss, they see a sale. When the market goes down, the price, the NAV of your mutual fund goes down. This means your next automatic contribution buys more shares than it did last month. It's like your favorite store having a 20% off sale. You don't run away from the store. You go in and buy more of what you already love. This is the superpower of dollar-cost averaging in action. Finally, let's look at the activity, or transaction summary. This is your flight log. It shows all the fuel you've put in and any outputs from the engines. You'll see your contributions, the money you deposited from your bank account. You'll see purchases, the fund shares that were bought with that money. But you might also see something called dividends, or capital gains distributions. This can be confusing. What are these? Simply put, the companies inside your mutual fund, the Apples, the Microsofts, the Johnson & Johnsons, sometimes share their profits with their shareholders. These are called dividends. Also, the manager of your mutual fund sometimes sells stocks that have gone up a lot in value. They are required by law to distribute those realized gains to you, the owner of the fund. So you'll get these small payments throughout the year. Now you have a choice. You can take them as cash, or you can do what 99% of successful long-term investors do. You can automatically reinvest them. When you set up your account, you should have selected the Reinvest Dividends and Capital Gains option. If you didn't, go change it right now. Reinvesting these distributions is like taking the excess energy generated by your engines and using it to build a more powerful, more efficient engine in mid-flight. That reinvested money buys more shares of the fund. Those new shares will then generate their own dividends and gains. This is the magic of compounding in its purest form. It's a snowball of wealth rolling downhill, and reinvesting is what makes it grow bigger and faster with every rotation. So that's your dashboard. Total value is your altitude. Holdings are your engines. NAV is your engine speed. Gains and losses are your rate of climb. And activity is your fuel log. Now for the most important part. How often should you check these instruments? The answer is almost never. A student pilot is tempted to stare at the gauges, reacting to every flicker of a needle. An airline captain checks them periodically, trusts their autopilot, and focuses on the long-range weather forecast. You are an airline captain. Checking your account every day is the single most effective way to sabotage your own success. It turns investing from a long-term plan into an emotional casino game. You will see red. You will see your account value go down. It is guaranteed to happen. If you look every day, you will feel that small pang of fear every time. And one of those times, that fear might convince you to do something foolish like selling in a panic. Instead, pick a frequency and stick to it. Maybe you check your statement when it comes out once a quarter. Maybe you log in once a month just to make sure your automatic contribution went through. That's it. You have a flight plan, your financial goals. You have a powerful aircraft, your diversified mutual fund. And you have an autopilot, your automatic contributions and reinvestments. Your job is not to fly the plane minute by minute. Your job is to be the owner of the airline, trusting the system you've put in place to get you to your destination. This is the fundamental mindset shift. You are not a stock market speculator. You are a part owner of hundreds of the world's greatest businesses. Your statement isn't a daily report card on your intelligence. It is a long-term progress report on your journey to financial freedom. And as long as you keep adding fuel and don't panic during turbulence, your arrival is not a matter of if, but when. Now that you know how to fly the plane and how to read the instruments, there's just one thing left. Every pilot, no matter how experienced, has a pre-flight checklist of common mistakes to avoid. They study flight errors to ensure they never make them. And in the world of investing, there are a handful of critical wealth-destroying mistakes that even smart people make every single day. So how do you avoid them? How do you ensure your journey is as smooth as possible, and that you reach your destination right on schedule? That is the final critical piece of the puzzle. Let's talk about the landmines, the hidden traps that are waiting for you, just beneath the surface of this seemingly simple path. These are the wealth-destroying mistakes that even smart people make every single day. So how do you avoid them? How do you ensure your journey is as smooth as possible, and that you reach your destination right on schedule? That is the final critical piece of the puzzle. The first mistake is the most seductive. It's the belief that you are smarter than the market. It's the siren song of market timing. It goes like this. You'll see the market soaring, and a little voice in your head, the FOMO gremlin, will start screaming at you to buy, buy, buy. You'll feel an irresistible urge to throw all your money in right at the very top, convinced it will go up forever. Then, inevitably, the market will turn. It will fall fast and hard. And a different voice, the panic monster, will grab you by the throat. It will convince you that the world is ending, that your money is evaporating, and it will force you to sell everything you own at the absolute bottom, locking in your losses. Buying high and selling low is the investor's cardinal sin. Yet millions of people do it every single cycle. They think they can dance in and out of the market, catching the waves perfectly. But nobody can. Not the hedge fund titans on Wall Street, not the talking heads on TV, and not you. Trying to time the market is a fool's errand. The antidote is the single most powerful, yet boring strategy in investing: consistency. Dollar cost averaging. That automated investment you set up? That is your shield. It forces you to buy month in and month out regardless of the headlines. When the market is high, your fixed dollar amount buys fewer shares. When the market is crashing and everyone else is panicking, your same fixed dollar amount is a superpower, scooping up shares at a massive discount. You don't need to predict the future. You just need to be consistent. The second trap is a close cousin to the first: chasing yesterday's winners. You'll log into a research site and see a list of the top-performing funds from last year. One of them, the Innovators Ultra Growth Fund, was up 40%. You'll look at your boring S&P 500 index fund that was up a mere 12%, and you'll feel like you're missing out. You'll think, that's the one. I need to get in on that. This is like driving a car by only looking in the rearview mirror. Here's the secret Wall Street doesn't want you to know. Past performance is not an indicator of future results. In fact, more often than not, last year's biggest winners become this year's biggest losers. Why? Few reasons. Maybe the fund manager got lucky with a few concentrated bets. Maybe their specific sector was just in a bubble. And once a fund gets that hot, a flood of new money pours in, making it much harder for the manager to maneuver and find good investments. The strategy that worked with $100 million breaks down when they have $10 billion. Your defense against this is your plan. Your boring, unsexy, diversified portfolio of low-cost index funds is designed to capture the return of the entire market, not to gamble on one hotshot manager's lucky streak. Stick to the plan. Don't chase the shiny objects. The third mistake is the silent killer. It's the one you won't even notice until it has quietly, methodically stolen a third of your retirement. I'm talking about fees. The expense ratio. We've touched on this, but I need you to feel its power. Imagine two friends, Alex and Ben. Both start investing at age 25. Both invest $500 a month for 40 years until they are 65. Both earn an average of 8% per year. They are identical in every way, except for one tiny detail. Alex invests in a low-cost S&P 500 index fund with an expense ratio of 0.04%. Ben invests in an actively managed large-cap fund his bank recommended, with an expense ratio of 1.04%. Just a 1% difference. It seems insignificant. Penny on the dollar. After 40 years, let's see how they did. Alex, with her low-cost fund, has a portfolio worth over $1.7 million. She's a millionaire many times over. Ben has a portfolio worth about $1.3 million. That tiny, insignificant 1% difference in fees cost Ben over $400,000. It's the entire price of a house. It's a decade of retirement. It's the single biggest financial mistake he ever made, and he never even saw it happening. Fees are a guaranteed, wealth-destroying headwind. You must become obsessed with them. Treat every single basis point as your hard-earned money being taken from your pocket, because that is exactly what it is. The fourth mistake is letting your success become your biggest risk. It's called portfolio drift. Let's say you followed the plan. You decided on a target allocation of 80% stocks and 20% bonds. A classic, growth-oriented portfolio. You set it up, you automate your investments, and you let it ride. The years go by, and the stock market has an incredible run. Your stocks have grown much faster than your bonds. One day you log in and look at your portfolio. You're shocked to discover you're no longer at 80-20. Your portfolio has drifted to become 95% stocks and only 5% bonds. Without realizing it, you've gone from driving a safe family sedan to riding a supercharged motorcycle on a tightrope. You are taking on far more risk than you ever intended. When the next market crash comes, And it will come, your portfolio will suffer a much more catastrophic fall than you were prepared for. The solution is called rebalancing. It's the simple act of periodically resetting your portfolio back to its original target. Once a year, you just log in, sell a little bit of what has done well, your stocks in this case, and use that money to buy more of what has underperformed, your bonds. This simple act does two magical things. First, it manages your risk, ensuring you're never taking on more than you're comfortable with. Second, it forces you to do the one thing that feels emotionally impossible for most investors. It forces you to systematically sell high and buy low. It is the ultimate form of discipline. And the final mistake, the one that separates the amateurs from the pros, is forgetting about your silent partner in all of this, the IRS. Taxes are one of the biggest drags on your investment returns, but you have a tremendous amount of control over how much you pay. Not all accounts are created equal. Your 401k and your Roth IRA are like tax-sheltered greenhouses. Inside them, your investments can grow year after year without you having to pay any taxes on the dividends or capital gains. Your regular taxable brokerage account, on the other hand, is out in the open, exposed to the elements. The mistake is treating these accounts the same. The pro move is to be strategic about what you put where. This is called asset location. The strategy is simple. Put your least tax-efficient funds that generate a lot of dividends or that buy and sell stocks frequently, inside your tax-sheltered greenhouses like your IRA. This shields that inefficient tax activity from the IRS. Then, in your taxable account, you hold your most tax-efficient funds like a total stock market index fund, which tends to trade very little and be very tax-friendly. This simple step of smart fund placement can save you tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes over your lifetime. So what's the common thread here? Timing the market, chasing hot funds, ignoring fees, letting your portfolio drift, forgetting taxes. They're all attempts to be clever. They're all attempts to find a shortcut, a secret hack to get rich quick. But the great secret of investing, the one that all the legends from Jack Bogle to Warren Buffett have preached, is that the long way is the shortcut. The boring path is the most reliable path to wealth. Your greatest advantages aren't a secret stock tip or a complex algorithm. Your advantages are time, discipline, and automation. Control what you can control. Your savings rate, your fees, your asset allocation, and your own behavior. We started this journey together 10 parts ago with a simple question. How do you open a mutual fund account? But we've learned it's so much more than that. It's about how you build a future. It's about how you take the money you earn from your work today and transform it into freedom for you and your family tomorrow. You now possess the complete blueprint. You have more knowledge than 95% of the population about how to build sustainable generational wealth. The tools are in your hands, but knowledge without action is just trivia. The single greatest mistake of all is not one we've discussed. It's the mistake of waiting. It's the mistake of watching this entire series, feeling inspired and then saying, I'll do it tomorrow. Because tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And then a decade is gone. And the incredible power of compound interest has been squandered. So my challenge to you right now at the end of this journey is this. Do not just close this video and move on. Take the first real step. Go to Vanguard or Fidelity or Schwab. Open the account. It takes 15 minutes. And then, right after that, set up that first automatic transfer from your checking account. I don't care if it's $500 or $50 or $5. Start. The person you will be in 30 years, the person who is either financially secure or financially stressed, is counting on the person you are today to make that choice. To choose discipline over distraction. To choose the future over the present. To choose to begin. Your journey to financial freedom doesn't start tomorrow. It starts now.